Hello.
Hiya, so we're going to be talking about our experience on the MSC Europa, which was a really good ship.
Really good.
It was amazing. Well, there's a couple of packages. So there's the Bella package, which is the lower one, which you really don't get to do anything with it. You just get a cheaper option, I think it is. That's how it works. We had the Fantastica package, which means you can book your own room. You either get a set time for dinner, so you either get the early dinner or the late dinner. We managed to change our dinner around, but we'll talk about that more later. Then you have the Aurora, and the Aurora means that you can walk in and out of the dining room whenever you want. You can book your own room, and you can also have access to the spa, which we will be doing next year. So that's just a little idea on the packages that you've got. Now, we arrived at Malta, and I would like to say that it was quite complicated if you're not used to doing it. So we got there and one office was shut. So we went to an information place, and you had to go past all these restaurants. Then there was the information place, and they said, oh, go straight up a hill a bit, cross the road and down on the left. So we're like, okay, how hard can that be? 15 minutes later, we still hadn't found it, until finally we realised it's behind a bush in a cavey bit with a proper cave. A proper cave. But if you look across the road, all the coaches enter from the other side. So if you look for the coaches, you'll be able to find the entrance. And there's like a little, almost like cargo area thing, which is shut with like these old-fashioned doors. So we got in. Everything's there, the nice drinks, how you think, the nice seats of how you're going to sit. A guy in an MSC uniform, and we asked, oh, is this the right place, just to make sure, because obviously we've already been to one office and it's been shut. No. Excuse me? No. I went, oh, okay, is this not the right place?
I don't
know. I walked off. So
and never returned.
He never returned, and we got then we went out for a bit, and then some other people started walking in, so we walked in as well. And there was a very nice guy there offering you drinks, and it was very nice.
But the other man was
gone. Don't know where he went.
No.
Is your answer to that one. So once you get called up, we got there a bit early for us, but we still got on the ship. But you basically give all your documents. Make sure you keep some of the documents out and your passports out, because you might need them for later. In fact, you will need some of it for later. You'll go through a security. But first of all, you'll go through like these little winding bits, through another rocky bit and through. And then you'll come to security. So you'll scan your stuff through security, and then you'll go towards the ship. This is when you need the other bit of paper that has the little codes on it. Make sure you have them, because we were keeping everyone behind trying to find where these silly things were. And we thought it was just the boarding passes, and it wasn't the boarding passes, it was something else. So just remember to keep all the paperwork kind of in your hand, and then you can just give it to them, which is a lot easier. But once you're on board, it's kind of quite easy, apart from you're not sure where you're going, because there's lots of people everywhere, and there's all these staff members just standing everywhere, which we didn't really understand what that was for. And then we understood, oh, it's for the drill. Do not go to this drill.
Very important.
You will get told off. And we heard a number of times over the headsets about people who hadn't, and they were saying, if you haven't attended, please make your way to your drill area. Well, ours was G, so we got told to stay at G. We went to G, and we were told to go back at 4. So then we went to the room, logged onto the Wi-Fi, which is pretty easy. And then we watched the video for the drill on the app. So it's important to watch all that through, because once again, you need to watch it. It's part of the drill thing, but it is very important, because if you don't go to that part of the ship, that's where your lifeboat's allocated. Yeah. That's where your seats are for the lifeboat. So you really do have to pay attention to where you're going. It's not like when you're in an aeroplane and they're going, like you kind of know where the exits are on a plane, but on a ship it is very big, and you need to know where that thing is. So there we are, waiting at 4 o'clock, and no one's come, and we see other people standing with a little J or an F or whatever they're standing with, and we're like, oh. So we asked Jay, oh no, you're meant to be over at the theatre. It's like, well, why didn't anybody tell us that we're meant to be at the theatre? Which kind of like, it was a little bit annoying because we felt flustered because we were like, oh, it's really important. We've got to go and do this drill. And then like, now we haven't got there. So I think for me, that really threw me off a bit. But once we were in there, you sit in your, like, there's like J or G or whatever you are, and you sit in your little section, and then they show the video, and then they all take you to like where G was, where we originally was, and then that was it really.
Yeah.
And you all went off. So it's fairly easy. Once you're on, and you're all right. Your key card is for everything. So it's for your room, it's for paying things, it links to your card. But you won't automatically come off, but you can pay that at the end of the I think it's the day before, isn't it?
Yeah, we settled up the it's like the evening before we disembarked, just because that was
easier,
for us, because we thought that, you know, in case we didn't have time the next morning.
Yeah, it kind of like just, and well, then you'll know you're settled.
Yeah.
So we definitely said, right, is that everything that we've bought? Great, okay. Keep it with you. We in the end bought like little holders that you could put they sell them in every port, and you can just pop them in. It is handier than having to keep getting it out, putting it back, putting it out, putting it back. You'll soon get the idea of it, because it actually did drive us quite crazy, because we had the premium drinks package, every time you have to give it to them for them to scan it.
Yeah.
So if you just had it on you, you were just able to scan it.
Just like literally move it up, they'll scan it.
And that was an easier thing, I think, to actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need anything for your room, don't feel like you can't. We wanted a kettle, we asked for a kettle, and we got a kettle. Don't know whether that's going to be different on our Alaskan cruise, because it's in America, and some people say you do, some people say you don't. But on the European ones, you tend to be able to have one. So yeah, just ask and they will bring it for you. You needed an extension cord for your sleep apnea machine, and they were quite happy. Like we rang them up and we said, look, we weren't meant to have it in the room. Is there any way you can give it to us? And we did need that. But remember, you do need a adapter as well, because you need that for your plug to go in. So that's something like that. So they're very, very helpful, the stewards. Just ask, and they basically do anything for you. They're really, really nice. In fact, all the staff are lovely on board. You get the one or two that don't like to be around people, but that's like anywhere.
You just avoid them ones.
What I would say in the room is you have 2 towels. Now, we felt really stupid for this, didn't we? Because the first 2 days, we were using the same towels that were wet. And we thought, oh, well, well, surely there must be more towels somewhere. Go into the bathroom and look up. Because I'm 4'8", I did not look that high up. And it took Gary to see that we actually had some towels.
Extra towels.
Extra towels. So there's white towels for inside your cabin.
For like showering.
For showering and stuff like that. And then the brown towel is for the pool, or if you go, say, offshore, as long as you bring it back, then they're happy. Otherwise, you get a €30 charge. So it's worth just maybe, if you're going on the beach, bring it with you, but just make sure that you don't lose it. So that's kind of the things with that. So what we're going on to next is the pools. I think the pools are really nice.
Really enjoyed them
in MSC. We liked the adult area. Be warned, there is a bit of smoking there, because it is the adult area. We didn't particularly like that very much, because when you went to go and sit by the bio, it's quite smoky. But if you went and sat on the sun lounges, they still came and bought you stuff, so that was quite nice. The only thing that I didn't like is they didn't have a jacuzzi in there. But the reason why they don't have a jacuzzi is because they say it makes it more relaxing. It's meant to be more of a zen area, which I can understand that. But for us, we quite like to relax in it. But if you went on the other side of the deck, there was the botanical garden, and that had 2 like littler ones, which were covered in like leaves and stuff like that, and
almost like little pods.
It looked like little pods. 8 people can fit in that, and it was quite nice. And then you had 2 bigger ones which could fit 20. And it was quite nice. It went across the window, which you could see out, which was very nice.
So you could sit in the tub, relaxing, and just look out the window and what's going on.
The thing for us that we didn't like, we know there's going to be families, and we know that you know, but what we didn't quite like is sometimes when we're relaxing in the hot tub, and then some children would bring like an inflatable in.
Yeah.
Or they'd be swimming like it's swimming, or jumping in and out. And there's no one really there policing it or saying, oh, no, don't do that. Because not only that, it's just health and safety as well. But it's just what it is. So for us, the pools were nice. We didn't get to do the slides, did we? But no. They were on deck 20. Yeah, deck 20. And I think I would have enjoyed that. But 18 and 19 were quite nice, weren't they? I think it is nice. It's just that you just got to remember there's a lot of families as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Which we don't mind. But there was some kids that just were sitting there and relaxing, and they were quite happy. And then there was other people that would just like full charge their children. Yeah. Okay, so the restaurants and the buffets. The complimentary restaurants that you get, obviously you've got yacht clubs, so they have their own thing. But what we're talking about is the one we had. So we had escargot. Yes. We had. It was really nice. Like, it was the same sort.
Lovely.
It was the same as Hexagon. They both had the same menus. But it depended what one you were in. But I think all of them had, and a bubble, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was bubble.
Yeah.
And they all had the same menu. But to be honest, it was really nice food. Sometimes it could look a bit small because it was kind of like posh. But it was really tasty. I mean, you're going through a 3-course meal. So to be honest, it's quite nice sometimes to have a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be on the menu where there's days menus don't suit you. And we saw that. So I think next time we might maybe book a couple of the specialty restaurants just so that we've got a couple of packages. Yeah.
And just something nice and
nice to do. So there's the Cantina, which looked really nice. That's the Mexican. There was the Butcher's Choice. Yeah. Which is like a steak kind of restaurant. Kato, which is like a sushi / bento restaurant. And then you've got, that's everything for them. But they were really nice. I mean, they all looked really good. Oh, and the fish pesca, the fish restaurant, that looked really nice. Really I wish we had booked for that. So as well, you've got a restaurant, kind of restaurant. It's like a fast food restaurant. It does pizza, burgers, wings, all sorts of things like that. They're open till 2 in the morning. Personally, it was nice. It's good as a quick choice. Yeah. But personally, I would go more in the afternoon than I would in the evening, because I've got a feeling that some of the burgers might be there for a little while standing. So they weren't as good as what we had in the afternoons. So, or the pizza as well. Just keep that in mind. You know, because it might not be there cooking it all the time as it gets later in the day. The buffet areas, right? You get.
I'm getting a panic attack thinking about it.
You get a free buffet when you get them on board as well. We were a bit sad. We didn't like it. The food was nice. Please don't get me wrong. The food was lovely. It
was the way to get the food, which was a bit...
It was like a battleground. It was like... It was something out of a TV show. You've never seen it. It was like people starving. It's a ship. You get lots of food on this ship.
It's like we're English. We enjoy order and queuing systems, and you know, you go from one to the next, not darting back and forth.
Yeah, and there's people just grabbing the rolls and like grabbing like whatever is in front of you. You're like, ah! By the time you got to your seat, you're like, and that's even if that's if you find a seat. Yeah. Because obviously everyone wants to be by the windows and by the tea area, so you can understand it. The waiters are very nice, like the ones that just come and bring you drinks, obviously. But if you want tea, coffee, then you've got to go up and get it. But anything else, they bring it to you, which is quite nice, really. After the stress that you've had of trying, but there is the beer on tap as well, so you can get the beer on tap. But after the stress of it, it really put us off it. And Marseille, no, not Marseille, one of the other ports that we went to, we got soaked. Like Messina, we got soaked. I mean, we were soaked through, like, and we missed lunch in the restaurant. So we're like, oh no. So we had to end up at the buffet, but of course it's raining, so everyone wants to go in the buffet and have the buffet, and it kind of went a bit crazy, didn't it? But it is worth having. And I think in quieter times when there's not so much going on and you just want a bit of maybe a roll or like make a sandwichy thing or whatever, I think it is a nice idea. But personally, breakfast, lunch and dinner, I would say go to the restaurants if you can, if you're not offshore, obviously. So going offshore, I would say that there are shuttle buses on ones where you can't get a cab from inside the port out. They range from £9 to 14. It depends what port you're at, we found, but I don't know why, but they seem to be different prices. So Barcelona we have one, and Marseille we have one. It's much easier. It's just so much easier. And you go on your app at night, so everything seems to refresh around about 6.
It's like normally once the ship has departed the current port it's in, your itinerary and the options for the next day will come up.
So you just keep scrolling on the itinerary and you'll see it, and it says shuttle bus, click it, and then what they do is later is they put a little thing in your room and it will tell you what to do. It will basically tell you what to do. So it's fairly easy, and then you get off the ship and then the shuttle bus is right there, and you just, well, not in front of the ship, but when you get past security and everything like that, it's just there. It's really easy to see, and they get you on it. And then when you get there, they like put up a little tent and everything, or at least signs. And then when you come back, you can kind of see where you're going. They also tell you when the last bus is leaving the boat to go and collect, and when the last bus is
coming back to
the ship. So you'll always know when. We always did about an hour before the ship was we're meant to all be aboard, because to me, I don't want to be there at like 28 minutes past, which did happen to the people that were sitting next to us. And they were quite calm about it. They were Australian, they were quite calm, but for us, we were like, no, I don't think so. So just keep that in mind about things like that. Entertainment is really good. There's so much to do. I don't know how people could say they were bored, because there literally was so much stuff going on. Like we did quizzes, we did bingo, dancing. We did, there was so much stuff that we did, wasn't there? There was arts and crafts going on, like make your own frame. There was just so many things that you could do. And all free. MasterChef, all free. It's just fantastic, really. You just got to work out what one you want to do. Like even when we went offshore and came back, around 4 o'clock there was always a quiz or something going on, some dancing going on. Some
kind of like party.
Yeah, like always a party.
Like a sail away party.
Oh, that was really fun.
And things like that. Yeah, just nice little things to do.
And the crew really get into it as well, like really into it. We got into the secret speakeasy. Oh my God, it's amazing. If you get in it, you go to it.
Yes.
The drinks aren't in your drinks package, but it is really worth doing it. It was so much fun.
Even if you just have one drink.
Yeah, one drink.
It's just worth it just for the experience.
Yeah, I would say so. But the entertainment is fantastic. And they go out their way as well to entertain you as well. And they always play on it. And it's just so much fun. What I would say as well, what helped us is a hop on, a hop off bus. You don't necessarily have to do that. But for us, it was a lot easier. You pay, like, obviously we pay one, but every time you got on another one, say we you got on at Barcelona and then you get on at Marseille, you got a 10% off.
Yeah.
But
off the subsequent one, just show the ticket from your previous day's one, and you get a discount on your your next one. Which
is really nice because it kind of encourages you to use it. And it was really easy because sometimes I had 2 routes. So we would go around one route and then go around the next route if we had time. If we only had time for one, then we would kind of choose. But you'll probably see on some of the other videos there was a red line and a blue line. And some of them were really, really good. And if you stopped on, stopped off, that's great as well. And sometimes it gave you that option of thinking, oh yeah, that's where I want to stop. You know, actually that looks better. I'll stop there. And you get a full view, if you're up top, of everything. So you kind of get to see the sights.
That's it. You
as
get
well.
to see all the main features.
Yeah, and the information of the place as well. So like the history, it just really is a nice thing to do, I thought, for us, and it was worth the money. So maybe keep some money aside for that, because it was really good. And I think kids were quite low in price as well, weren't they? So, you know, not cheap, but probably about the same as a bus transfer. So I'd look at that. Also, what I would say about is, please be aware that there's lots of other cultures on the ship. That's the sort of thing that we kind of found not a problem, because we like everybody, we talk to everybody. But you've just got to remember that obviously not everybody is in the same sort of thing as you. Like we said with the buffet, you know, they don't think, or the way their culture is, they don't do that sort of thing. Like they don't queue, they don't, you know, they don't wait, they just do what they do, you know, and that's fine, that's absolutely fine. But it just takes a bit of use to going and getting used to it. But there are like really nice people. We met some lovely people while we were on the ship, and like we had Japanese, we had Korean, we had Danish, Australian, Italian, French, Spanish, German. But they always try, like the staff always try and make sure that everyone can understand. So like I think they didn't have so much of the Japanese and the Korean, but they'll be like, oh, Italia, and you put your hand up, you go, woo, or you're English, and you go, woo. And then what they would do is I think they work out what languages to speak them. So they're not going through every single language, they're just going through what languages they need, which I think was a really good idea and a touch. It kind of includes everybody. I'll definitely go and see the demos of the food from the restaurants. It is actually a really nice idea to see what them signature things do. Okay, for disembarkment, it was very sad. It is sad, I must admit, it is quite sad. You get like your luggage tags and some information basically telling you when your disembarkment time is, which we didn't actually realise at first what it was. And then we got the tags, didn't we, that you put round your, so you write on it and then put round your suitcases. Then you have to put the suitcases out by 1 o'clock in the morning, outside your door, and then they get taken. Our department time was 8:40, which was a bit of a rush, because you're not allowed out of your room until 8, but also you don't want to get up too early because you've got a long old day, because we had like, our flight wasn't till like 9:50 in the evening, so we were going to have a really long day through. And then by the time we got to breakfast at 8, there was a really big queue, so we literally only had about 20 minutes to eat
breakfast, and then try and make our way to the next.
And I don't think it was as nice, the breakfast. I think we tend to see when they're rushing a bit, like with brunch and stuff like that, it's not as great a service, as it's normally really on point, but when they've got like a lot to do, it kind of like shrinks down a little bit, which is fine, you can understand it. But like we didn't get off a toast, and it was too late to kind of ask for toast, because everyone was running around and everyone's like going home and stuff like that. But I do think that once you kind of like know what you're doing, it's fine. So we went up to ours was just by the casino in the bar area, not the casino bar, but just on the other bar. And then you all sat there and you had like a little sticker. Ours had 50 on it, didn't it? And then they just call you, and then they get them little things out again, and you walk with them, and they basically escort you off the ship. It is very sad, I mean, when you've been on a long time, but I would say it is an experience, and we really enjoyed it.
Absolutely loved it. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, and we would give it a 9 out of 10, because you always can't, you know, there's always a couple of things that you didn't enjoy yourself, but for what we enjoyed, or what we didn't enjoy, someone else might enjoy. So that's the things that we want to do. But that's us for now. So hopefully we will see you in Alaska. That is next year. But we're going to try and put some other little bits on this channel as well. All right. So you take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.